Please welcome to the stage Piper Stege Nelson, CEO of Amplify Austin.
Hi, y'all. I'm from Austin, Texas. My name is Piper Stege Nelson. And first off, people in Philadelphia are the nicest. And I'm from a really nice town. So thank you all so much for the welcome. It's been wonderful to be here. I want you to think of me as like your lime sorbet in your meal. For some people, it is the favorite part of the meal. And for other people, it's just a nice time to take a deep breath and move on to the next thing. So thanks for having me. I'm going to be talking to you today about something that we really are proud of in Austin, Texas, Amplify Austin Day and Giving Days, and the way that we are finding to give back locally in Austin, Texas. So I am the executive director of I Live Here, I Give Here. We are a nonprofit that was created to get people to give back locally, to find the things that they were passionate about, and to give back of their time and their money, to really make those deeper connections. So many things that you all are talking about here. I Live Here, I Give Here does this in a number of ways. First of all, we have amplifyatx.org, which is a site where you can go to all year long and give back to the nonprofits in our community. We've How to Give, which is a donor education program. Giving Tuesday, we're the local affiliate for Giving Tuesday in Austin, Texas, and Central Texas. We have Teens Give, which is a teen giving program, and we have a board training program where we're talking with people about how to become a board member of a nonprofit and why that's so important. And we have Amplify Austin Day, which I'll go into with much more detail. But over the years since we started this organization in 2007, we have engaged with 350,000 people in Central Texas to give back over $140 million to about 1,500 nonprofits. So the impact has been huge since we started this organization in 2007. I'm going to talk to you a little bit more about Amplify Austin Day, though. That's the crux of this and the idea that we're hoping that you'll steal. So Amplify Austin Day is the biggest giving event in Central Texas. It's our signature program. It's the main pillar of what we do. We work on it all year long. And it inspires citizens from across the 7 counties in Central Texas to give back to more than 700 nonprofits in a 24-hour period through an online campaign. This year in 2025, it's going to be March 5th and 6th. And since 2013, when we started this thing, we have raised over $112 million for those nonprofits in Central Texas. Just a point to remember, Austin is the 11th largest city in the United States as we go through this. So how did this all come to be? Well, in 2007, there was a woman named Patsy Woods Martin, and she was working at the United Way in Central Texas. And she was asked to do some research about people giving back, about personal philanthropy, and about what made people give back to the community. And she read a news story called The 50 Most Charitable or Giving Cities in the Chronicle of Philanthropy. And she learned that Austin was near the bottom. We were 48 out of those 50 cities in terms of being generous cities in the United States. Patsy Woods Martin is a friend of mine. She's a competitive woman, and that pissed her off. She doesn't like being near the bottom, and she said, we got to fix this. And so she created an organization called I Live Here, I Give Here. And we were initially based within the Austin Community Foundation. We operated for a number of years doing things like talking to people about giving, getting women to give, men to give, it was the odds, getting people to give back in different ways. But then all these giving days started popping up throughout the country. And in 2013, we started this giving day, Amplify Austin Day. In the first year, it raised over $2 million. In the first year. The second year, in 2014, it raised $5.7 million, at which point Austin Community Foundation said, no thank you. This is too big and too much for us. And we formed our own nonprofit, I Live Here, I Give Here. Amplify Austin Day is based in there. We've been going ever since, and we have raised about $10 million a year with some really high markers of close to $13 million during the pandemic. Amplify Austin Day is dependent on so many amazing things. We've got that website. It's run by Bonterra. We're reliant on that. Media and marketing partners. We spend or get in kind about $260,000 a year to make sure that the entire community knows about Amplify Austin Day, that it's something that we all do and we all take part in. Donors, of course, are huge, and then we have fundraising champions. These are sort of our peer-to-peer fundraisers that they get excited about one particular organization, go online, and create a fundraising campaign for that organization. Our nonprofit membership program is something that we're really proud of and something that we're excited about because in order to participate, nonprofits have to become members of I Live Here, I Give Here. Throughout the year, we are providing them with fundraising training, communications training, things that they don't get elsewhere, and we're doing it all for free. And what we're saying is this is important to you as an organization and important to your success on Amplify Austin Day. This year, we have, for good and for bad, seen an incredible increase in the number of nonprofits that are signing up to participate in our program and in Amplify Austin Day. We're at 100 more nonprofits than we had at this point the last year. I think there's a greater need. We also have business fundraisers. We've got to get businesses engaged. This can be everything from working with a 4-person organization, corporation to get their employees to give back. It can also be working with a corporation like Cirrus, which has tens of thousands of employees. They get their employees to contribute during Amplify Austin Day. The employees give $250,000 to nonprofits throughout Central Texas, and Cirrus matches that, meaning that Cirrus as a corporation is contributing $500,000 to the Central Texas nonprofit community on Amplify Austin Day, which is phenomenal. We, of course, rely on sponsors and matching partners, and then the Amplify Fund. So this is one of the things that makes the Giving Day so important and really says to both donors and nonprofits, you should participate. The Amplify Fund is the money that we are raising throughout the year as a nonprofit that we put into the Giving Day. It's the money that attracts the nonprofits because they know that if they're raising their own money on Amplify Austin Day, we're also going to give money. So, for example, we've got this amazing company in Austin called Juiceland, and every year they contribute to the Amplify Fund specifically for LGBTQI+ organizations. So, if you, as a donor, give $5 to this LGBTQI+ organization, Juiceland is going to match it. This is the Amplify Fund. This is the reason that nonprofits come to us, and in 2023, we raised about $220,000 plus $65,000 in prizes that we give to the nonprofits for participating. And we've raised about $12 million through this fund since 2016. So this is an important part of the day. There's lots of reasons that we have to have this nonprofit in place all year long to put on this 24-hour Giving Day. First of all, we're attracting these businesses to participate. And we last year had 47 businesses participate, and they raised over $1.3 million for nonprofits during that day. We also raised that money for the Amplify Fund. And as I mentioned, we spend about $260,000 in both in-kind and earned and giving for media and marketing. We provide customer and technical support, and if you are a business or a nonprofit, we are giving you everything you need. We're giving you emails, we're giving you social media posts, we're giving you all the graphics, we're giving you everything that you need to make sure that your entire community knows about Amplify Austin Day and knows that you should be contributing or participating in Amplify Austin Day. So it's a huge lift to make sure that the entire community and those nonprofits have everything that they need. We actually launch our work in July, and then in October we start getting nonprofits to become members, and then the early giving starts in January, and the day is in March. So it really takes the bulk of the year to put on this Giving Day. Really, most importantly, is the staff. So it is not a small undertaking. We have a staff of about 6 people full-time and 1 part-time person, and in FY24, we put in about 5,000 hours to make sure that that $10 million Giving Day went off. I think the important thing to note is that early on, we were 1 or 2 people. When we were based in that community foundation, we only needed 1 or 2 people to put this on. I'm telling you this to encourage you to start this here. You can start smaller. You don't need 6 full-time people. But now that we are so robust, and this is really a full-year thing, we do have an incredible staff that's working on this. So, we've put on all this time, we have all this incredible staff, we put in all these resources, so what's the result? Well, in 2024, we raised $10 million, over $10 million in that 24 hours for 730 nonprofits. 30,000 people about donated, 27,850 people donated on that day. That's incredible, that number of people. What's even more incredible and also sort of bizarre is that close to 9,000 of those people were first-time donors. We're getting people in the door. This is how we get people to know about giving to nonprofits, to know about the nonprofit community in Central Texas. And so our hope and our goal is that once we bring them in, those nonprofits start stewarding those donors. And they don't become Amplify Austin Day donors, or they stay as Amplify Austin donors, but they also become ongoing donors to that nonprofit. They become volunteers for that nonprofit. Maybe they become board members for that nonprofit. But we see this as the front door to getting people in the door to donating into nonprofits. We had 1,400 people that were doing that peer-to-peer fundraising champion work, 47 business fundraisers, and again, that $212,000 for Amplify Fund donations. Incredible. So it's not just the numbers are absolutely amazing, but it's the stories that we hear from the nonprofits, which is actually what keeps me going. Via Hope is an organization that provides mental health services to underprivileged or underserved communities. And they had big government grants, but one year those government grants dried up. They didn't have a fundraising program. And so they used Amplify Austin Day as the kickstart for their fundraising program. They raised $15,000. It wasn't great, but it was what they needed to say to donors, look, we are fundraising, come back, join us. And they got a bunch of new donors that way too. 100 Black Men of Austin is this incredible organization that is making sure that young African-American people in Austin and Central Texas have everything that they need. They love Amplify Austin Day. It's great. They did Amplify Austin Day, they made their money, but then 2 months later, they got their Amplify Fund check, and they wrote us and they said, that $750 that you just sent us, that same morning we had a student write and say, we need $750 for our rent or we're gonna get kicked out. And we were able to give her that $750. Incredible stories like that happen all the time. The Austin Parks Foundation, well, they host the Austin City Limits Festival. They don't really need more money, but what they do on Amplify Austin Day is they work with their smaller parks and they say, hey, smaller parks, if you raise money on this day, we'll match every dollar that you raise on this day. Yay, Austin Parks Foundation, yay, small parks, that's a fun one. And then the Austin Bat Refuge is entirely volunteer run, except for their pupping season. And so in pupping season, they use their Amplify Austin Day money to hire a staff member. Pupping season is when all the bats have babies. I love it. So there are all these great stories for how nonprofits truly depend on Amplify Austin Day and the funds that they raise on that day. Throughout the country, there are lots of other giving days. You all know about Giving Tuesday. It's coming up on December 3rd. I live here, I give here as the Central Texas leader for Giving Tuesday. But we last year raised about $29 million in Central Texas on Giving Tuesday. Incredible. Throughout the country, there are also lots of giving days. Give NOLA Day is hosted in their local foundation, raised $7 million last year for about 1,000 NPOs. North Texas Giving Day is huge, also hosted by a community foundation held in September, $68 million for 3,000 nonprofits. Give Miami Day, also huge in the Miami Foundation, $34 million for 1,200 nonprofits. And the big day of giving is in Sacramento, again hosted in a community foundation, raised $13.2 million for 826 nonprofits in 2024. Incredible work being done around the country, and this is just a taste. And these were all formed around the same time, seeing the same sort of success that Amplify Austin Day is having. So here we are. We have this incredible giving day that we're really, 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 really proud of. We're so honored to be here to tell you about it, and we would love for you to steal this idea, because we know that if you steal this idea and you start doing it here, then we'll be able to learn from you as well. Thank you all so much for having me. Please let me know if you have questions. I look forward to hearing the rest of the day. Thanks, y'all.